Hi everyone here, and I'm so excited to do another live stream. To do this one for a couple of days. A couple of days ago, I created these tags that you see here below. I'm not sure if you saw that video, but if not, I am linking that at the end of this video, and also I'll put the link underneath so you can go and watch it, because I decided to split this video into two parts. First, I just wanted to create the textures on the substrate, and I use a lot of different mediums from Finnabair. Sorry, I had a little bit of the heater on here because I was cold in my room. I don't know if you could hear that. So I wanted to create some textures in the background so I could test the new liquid acrylics from Finnabair. So these are brand new. They came out this year, and they're basically acrylic paints, but in liquid form. They're very fluid. Sometimes these are called fluid acrylics, but Finn will call them liquid acrylics, and they come in all these wonderful colors that you see here that I'm going to test today. I was thinking, like, oh, why do we need more acrylics? I mean, I don't know if you ever watched my video on acrylic paints and the difference between the types of acrylic paints there is in terms of viscosity, in terms of opacity and things like that. So this will really make you understand the usage of liquid acrylics or fluid acrylics. And you might ask yourself, oh, do I really need another set of acrylics? So last year, a couple of years ago, Finn came out with the Impasto paints, which are very thick, heavy body acrylic paints that you can get a really good coverage. So these are a little bit different, and you're going to see how I'm going to basically test them on all these different substrates. Now, I took the same tag. This is a 140 Strathmore watercolor paper tag. This is from the Joggles Art Journal. And I'm going to bind it later on like I usually do with the discs. So it's a disc-bound journal. And I applied many different mediums from Finn. I applied it onto the background. Oops, sorry about that. I applied it onto the background. I don't know, sorry about that. I have this on my phone, and I didn't realize I didn't turn the sound off. Oh gosh, this is silly. Sound off. Okay, so sorry about that. So I'm doing this on my own today. So hi everyone. Sorry, I might not be able to see everyone. And if anybody wants to answer questions, feel free to answer questions. My friend Susan is there, and different people. Christina is there that she can ask. Chris is there, she can answer questions, and so forth. Gail. So just hi everyone. I might not be able to like chat with everyone. I do have my phone in front of me, but sometimes I'm doing this by myself today. I'm testing it out, so I want to see how it will work. But what I wanted to emphasize is that I was kind of reviewing in the other video that I don't know if you watched. I wanted to kind of review all the mediums because some of these have been out for many years and some people might not know about them. So that's okay as well. And I'm just going to basically test them with the new liquid acrylics. Now, I just have to say that I really thought that I'm like, oh, why do I need another set of? And I don't know if you watched, there was a project that I did. It was on the Prima blog yesterday. And I did an art journal in the Art Daily art journal, and you can see the intensity of these colors. Now I'm going to be recreating that journal on March 19th on the Prima Facebook page. So come and watch me doing that live. And then, of course, I will upload that video once I edit it to my YouTube channel as well, if you don't get a chance to watch it. So stay tuned for that. Now I'm going to move all these colors aside so I can really show you everything that you can do with them. Now, what I did in the other video when I did all these tags is that I actually marked them in the back to kind of tell you what I used. So for example, this one I used light paste, white gesso, and so forth. So before I work on each tag to see how the colors react, I'm going to tell you what I have on it. And it might not go in the same order as if I put them on the first video, but never mind. It's just for fun to test things. We're going to start with certain ones. So let's start. I didn't even like pick any order with these. I'm just going to start with this first one. Well, the other thing I wanted to mention is this liquid color fluid medium that it also comes with, it doesn't come with a set, and this is not sold in a set, but what it can do, this one can actually be added to any type of acrylic paint, and this one liquefies, so it makes it a little bit more liquid. So let's say you have something like the Impasto paint or the metallic paints, you can actually put this fluid medium and it makes them a little bit more liquidy, so you can use them easier on your work. So let's start with the first tag, and this is regular modeling paste. Now let me just show you these because I was really impressed with how highly pigmented they were. So we'll start with two colors. This is the purple, and I'm going to use this ultramarine because, I mean, seriously, these are like my favorite colors. This ultramarine is super, super beautiful. Now, I just have to say that you have to use so little of this. I can't emphasize that more. I put too much, and all I did is just waste it because literally it didn't like, I couldn't use more than this. So you see how little I put there? Let me put a little bit of this as well. Because if you put too much, it'll be too much. So you could apply this, first of all, you could apply this regularly. So just use it as paint, okay? You could apply this. And look how luscious the color are. However, why I say to put little? I mean, if you're going to obviously paint everything the way you do here, then just go ahead and put a lot more, right? But what I like doing is I like making a drip. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So that's my favorite way of using it. So what I do is I take a little bit of a water bottle, and let it drip down the page. So you could, for example, almost use them as like spray bottles. You could probably combine them in spray bottles too, but I'm not going to do that today. So you see how beautiful this looks, and the colors are just stunning. Truly, I was impressed with the intensity of the color. I couldn't believe how intense it was. And I mean, these are my favorite colors of all time. Blues and purples. I do love greens as well, but I mean, you can't get more intense than this. Like, it's just beautiful. It's just really, really beautiful. And you can see how it's going in between the grooves, making it look so nice. So I'm just going to get all this. Now you could add more. You can combine a different color. So for example, you could go with this color. This is the emerald green, if you really want to, and add another color. So if you're going to paint directly on like this and not wet it, then you're probably going to need more paint. But if you're going to just do what I'm doing, which is spraying it down, then you don't need so much. Like, I'm literally using a little drop, and it goes a long way. So you could use water to dilute it, but that dilutes the actual paint. I think if you use the actual fluid medium, then you're going to be able to maintain the pigment, the high pigment with it. And we can test it in a second. We're going to test it with this one. Although the fluid medium is much better used for something like a thicker paint. Like this will just create more of a fluidity to this ones, but that's it. So here we go. You can see how it works with the modeling paste. Looks beautiful. So if you're doing an art journal page, this is a really quick and easy way to cover a background. You saw I used like literally 3 drops and I covered the whole thing. So I'm going to put this one aside to dry. And I'm going to leave that green over there because I still have some. And let's combine it with a different color. So let's take this one. Let's see what this one is. Oh, this is the 3D gloss gel. Let's see how it looks. So I'm going to make a green, and I'm going to take some of this one, which is the true yellow. So let's put a little bit of true yellow here. It doesn't look like true yellow to me, but you never know. Let me mishake it. Yep, it kind of looks like a mustard yellow to me. Okay. Let's take a different paintbrush so I don't mess this up. So let's start with the yellow to just see how this looks. It kind of looks more like a mustard yellow. But so this is basically my favorite technique. Oh, now I see the yellow. So it's a really intense yellow. So when you dilute it, it will look differently. It's beautiful. So basically, I'm just kind of going through all the colors. That's all I want to do. I just kind of want to go through all the colors with you to kind of show you all the different ones. So I've already gone through like a few. Let's see. So you can see the intensity of the color is just impressive. For me, at least, it's impressive. So you can paint. So I do prefer kind of diluting them a little bit. But again, you don't have to. You could just go ahead and use it this way. So let's add a little bit more yellow. So I think what's impressive about it is that you're using so little bit and can really cover a lot of area. So I think that's what's cool about this. I mean, I'm covering everything because I'm the type who loves covering backgrounds, but again, you don't have to. Okay, there we go. So this is with the gloss gel. I can't wait until it dries. I'm not going to heat set it yet because I still want to go through all of them. And this one has a kind of a little bit more of a shine, obviously, because this is the gloss gel. And let's see what happens with that. So I have some areas here where I want to do this. Okay, let's see. I have this other one here, which is, oh, this is the matte gel. So let's see something. Let's try. It's very similar. This is the 3D matte gel that I used with the stencil. And I'm going to just kind of do this. Let's see. So you could add a little bit onto your mat and play around. And yeah, that works too. But let's try a different color just for fun. Okay, this one is the Tiger Orange. Oh, I can't wait to try this one. So let's put a little bit. I still have some of the yellow. I have not even finished the yellow one. So oh, that's too much. So I guess the orange is going to have to be combined with other things soon. See, I put too much. Oh, this is beautiful. This kind of looks like a rust, so I can't wait to try this as a rusty paint. Wow, that orange is stunning. So you can see now the design underneath. Oh, wow, I love this orange. Okay, I can't wait to try this for something. I already have an idea in mind of what to do with it. I can picture rust. So that, I think, is what's going to be. And I'm sure you could, like, heat set, if you heat set it in a certain way, like, for example, it will move the water around, right? So you can move the paint around. But I'm not going to do that now just because I want to finish, like, the different tags. And this is beautiful. I just love this orange. Okay, let's put this aside as well. So there is 3 tags that I've done. Now I want to test it on this black. This one I did the Graphite texture paste. I don't know if you've seen some of my videos. It's one of my favorite pastes because of the texture that it gives. It's so rough. So what I did in the video previous to this is that I went through the stencil with it, but I also put it like regularly as a layer to see what would happen. Let's now wet everything again to see how this would react. So obviously through the stenciled area, it looks really nice, but you will not be able to see it through the black. Not as much. Okay, so that's good to know that you see it doesn't go as much through the black. Let's try to see if we can put a darker color. Something like this is called Magenta. Or a brighter color, let's more say. So yeah, so now you can, but I also put a lot more of it. So I have to use a lot more from the bottle to get it to really cover that area. That's good. Let's see if it works with the orange now that I put more. Yeah, so you could work on top of it. It's not as nice. I mean, it gives you a nice effect, but obviously it looks better on white. I will have it tested soon on black gesso as well, because I made a tag with that as well. So we'll see how it looks on it as well. Because you just never know, right? This is why I do these experiments, because I really like knowing how they will react on different things. And this is why I wrote stuff in the back. So I will know, for example, I can go back and say, oh, well, let's see, it worked like this on black gesso, but it didn't work well on this graphite texture paste. And that gives me kind of an idea of what to do. If I'm trying to think of a project, I kind of, will go through that. So this is very nice. I mean, it looks okay, but it's not my favorite in terms of how it looks. I don't like it on that black area. Okay, the next one, let's see what it is. It is light paste. So this is like the modeling paste, very similar to it. And we're going to use the Carmine Red. Let's see, what should we combine the Carmine Red with? I like it with the yellow, which I still have a little bit on the thing. So it will kind of turn like a purple. Or should we use some of the brownish colors? Let's see. Well, I don't know. So the same thing. I like to see, oh, this is beautiful. This Carmine Red is stunning. It looks like blood, but it's stunning. So let's see. Wow. This is a really stunning color. I almost don't want to add anything to it, but let's see. Oh, no, you know what? Let's do with, like I said, like a brown. So this is the burnt sienna. And let's see, I have like literally, I'm putting a drop on every single one, except for when it goes too much. So let's see, let's start from this side now. I mean, there's a little bit of Carmine Red here because I didn't wash my paintbrush. But no, it is more like a brownish color. It almost kind of looks like a vintage walnut stain, Really, really beautiful. So these two could create like a really nice vintage look or like an oxidized look. Very, very cool. So the more you add, obviously the darker it's going to be. So I mean, these techniques, there's nothing like proprietary about my techniques. I'm just basically testing things. But I just really wanted to, it's more a video to just show you these really nice paints. I just love these. And we're going to like kind of go through all the tags after to show you how it looked out or how it turned out. And then what I'll do is I'll do a third video where I am going to embellish the tags and make a mini album out of these. Because you know me, I can't have tags just half done. I find it's really hard to do. Okay, so you see you can also drip things like by moving the tags around. So that's really nice to do as well. Let's see, where should I put this one? Okay, I'm running out of space. Well, I want to show you this really nice color, but let me clean up a little bit. So there is the purple color that you saw, but there's also I said a violet color. So I showed you the purple, and now I'm going to show you the violet one. And I'm going to show you this one. This is the Golden Nugget paste. This is the new paste from Finn, and it's beautiful. I don't know if you can see the Golden Nugget flakes. There's little flakes that kind of sparkle, almost like glitter. And I just want to show you, let's test it with the violet color. And there's another color I haven't used in blue as well. It's the deep turquoise. So actually I haven't used this one, so I don't know how it looks. Let's see. So sometimes I'm like literally testing things with you at the same time. So let's see. Let's use this paintbrush. Let's start with the turquoise. Ooh, I love turquoise. So it goes really nice on top of the Golden Nugget paste. It's not as opaque as the other one. So that's beautiful. And let's combine it with the violet. And, oh, this violet is beautiful. I like the violet one color more than the purple. And when you combine the two together, it makes this beautiful blue. So really, really nice to use them together or separately. So when you use them together, you get this third color over here, which is like a ultramarine blue, which we do have one, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but I want to combine these. Wow, they're so beautiful. Let's now just do a little bit of movement sideways to the other side. Let's try and put 3 colors. I would like to put the magenta here as well. So although 2 colors form 3, I think I would like to put some magenta in here as well. Let's see what happens. I don't want mud, but I think it should be fine. So yeah, you see, like how pretty it looks. And it's actually creating a 3rd color, a 4th color, which is this purpley color over here. So let's now just wipe this all and let it drip. So beautiful. So the nice thing about these is that they're really very high flowing, so you can create beautiful designs with it. Really, really nice. Okay, good. And you can still, the nice thing about this golden nugget paste is that even when you put things on it, as long as it's not too thick and it's more translucent, you can still see the flakes. So it's nice. Okay, there we go. So let's put this one to dry over here. And I'm going to show you the next one, which is, they're also a new paste. This is the unicorn paste. And you can also see how glittery it is. Super, super glittery. And let's see, what color should we do with this one? There's some colors that we haven't used yet. So I want to try to use those as well. And then once I get to another one, I'm going to try it with the fluid medium. So this one is the Avocado Green. So there's another color, and I think I'm going to combine it with amber. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to combine it with the amber color. There's the Avocado Green. And this is the amber. Not sure what color this is. I mean, I know it's kind of what I'm expecting it to be, but not sure if it is going to be that or not. Okay, so now let's see. So the Avocado Green, oh, it's almost like a dark green. It would be like more yellowish. Avocado kind of has a little bit of a yellow tinge to it. But let's see how the amber looks like. Oh, it's very dark. Okay, almost like more like an olive green than a brownish green or something like that. Okay, that's nice. Let's now just dilute it a bit. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of this yellow here, because this is a really nice combination together. The amber and the yellow always make a really nice combination. So just want to show the rest of it. What color was that? This is blue. Oh, no, what's green? I'm just grabbing stuff that's on my desk, on my background here. Maybe I should put a little bit more umber in here. So I'm just combining now. Now it's just playing around. I think I've gone through all the colors. So the next set is, I just want to show you how it works with that fluid medium, and we're going to try that as well. So you see how well it works on the different mediums. Different ones show better than others. So for example, this one is really resisting it, and you can still see the unicorn flecks, which is like these shiny kind of glittery flecks that are flakes. Sorry, not flecks, flecks. I'm trying to think. F-L-E-C-K, but maybe it's flake. I don't know. Now I'm confused about which word I'm using, but okay, no worries. It's all good. English is not, I mean, by now it's, I guess, my first language, but I get corrected a lot on the way I speak. Alrighty, so here's another one. Let's see. Now let's try that liquid, because I think I've tested all the colors except for black and white. I have not tested black and white, but I just want to show you after. I'll show you the black at the end, and the white as well. So let's see this one. What did I use here? Oh, this is the paper texture paste, and you can see how thick it is. It's kind of like very thick modeling paste, and it's great for creating this really nice textured area on your projects, and I use this one a lot. And let's see, I'm going to use this tiger orange again, and I'm going to put it here in a different area just so I don't want it to get confused. And this time I'm not going to use water. I'm going to use this liquid color fluid medium. And let's see what it does. So I guess like the more you, okay, so I put 2 drops of that. So I made it really liquidy. And now, yeah, so I made it more fluid. So I'm guessing the more I add of it, the more I add, the easier it will be to apply the paint. Because it really goes, I mean, the other one did as well, but then you're not wasting as much paint. You're kind of like just mixing it and you're not losing the pigmentation of it. So that's beautiful. So it works well. I think it's mainly made for thicker paints, but if you want to create really high flow acrylic paints, like there is a brand I know that creates high flow acrylic paints, then you can do that. So for example, here's what I was going to show you. I'm taking the ones that were here before and they're drying up much faster. Like I'm taking the same amount, but I can't create as much coverage as when I do with the one that had the fluid medium. So that makes sense in terms of like what it's used for. So if you understood what I meant, you can tell that the fluid medium could be used easier and make a more fluid paint out of everything. So that's good to know. So if you don't want to use water, or you don't want it to make it too liquidy or lose the pigmentation, like how highly pigmented it is, then the fluid medium is the best thing to do and to use. So I'm just going to cover because you know me, I love covering. So it didn't go on the white areas. So unicorn paste is probably made out of gel medium. So that way it resists it. Same thing here. If you want to look back on this, the gel medium resisted the paint. In this one, because paste is not made, this paste is not made out of gel medium. It's actually made out of paper, like there's paper fibers in it. It actually took color on top of the paste as well. So that's very interesting to see as well, because you want to see how they will react with the different elements in the background. So there we go. That's good. I think I want to add a little bit more turquoise here. And let's see. I think it's missing a little bit of turquoise here. So yeah, I love the combination of orange and turquoise. So there we go. So this is like great because you can use I'm sure these are going to last for a long time, these paints, just because I'm barely using any of it here. Okay, let's move this one aside. I need another spot to put this one on. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to find areas where to put this on. Okay, now let's clean up because it's truly a mess here. So I want to try it with the black gesso. Let's try that. So the next tag that I have is actually what I did with the black gesso. So I did the same thing. I did half and half to see how it would look on black gesso. So I still have the turquoise here. So you see how it's not as fluid as when I added the fluid medium onto it. So it makes a difference adding that fluid medium. But I prefer the water effect, and I will keep my fluid medium for when I use it with like the thicker paints. So let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to test it on the black. So you cannot see it that well. It's very hard to see the color. It's unfortunate because that would look so good. So that is why metallics look so good on black, but other colors don't do as well. Okay, that's good to know. Now you know that in black, it won't work as well as on white, obviously. I just wanted to test it to make sure that that was true. Oops. So there we go. It still looks really nice, but not on the black. I can barely see anything on the black. So that's just like, I like doing that just so I could test things and then I know the difference. So that's why it's good to do that. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, I have 2 tags left. This one is Crackle Texture. Now I had to use, I don't know if you saw my video, but I had to use the Platinum Crackle Texture paste because the white one is out of stock. They're redoing it. So that's okay. So this is why I'm using this one instead. And let's see, you know what I love? I love the combination of yellow and magenta. So let's put the true yellow here, like it's called. And let's see how it looks on the cracks. Oh, I love it. Now the Platinum Texture paste has, the Crackle one, has a beautiful shine with crackle. So it's both. And I just want to mention that all the different products are listed below in the description. So you can just use them. Now, Susan is asking if the thicker impasto paints work better on black. So they actually work better on anything. Like they give you the same effect both on black and on white because they're so thick you barely see the background. The reason why these are not working on black is because they're very translucent. The impasto paints, which are heavy body paints, are so heavy that they actually give a full coverage. Well, this is not doing that. So this is why it's not working on black. Even without diluting these ones, it's not working on black because they're high flow. They're very liquidy, as opposed to, for example, the impasto paints are very opaque because they're so thick. So you can really give a good coverage. Give a good coverage. So here is the one with the crackle. You can really see, I mean, I got a bunch of crackles. I don't know if you can see the crackles there, but I think that's cool. And I'm thinking for this one will be a good idea to add the black. I want to see if the black will go into the cracks. So that's what I'm going to test now. Okay. Okay. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to, yeah, so the black, I want the black to kind of go into the grooves. I think that might need to be done with ink, although it is doing that, but it's kind of taking over everything, of course, because it's black. And I don't want it to take over everything. But it is a true black. I used it the other day. It takes off some of this. So there we go. Now you will be able to see it better. So you can really see the cracks there. So the paint has gone into the cracks. It's hard to see because of the glare. So the orange went in here while the black went in there. So it's very cool. So let's add more color. Now it looks too blah, if that's even a word. Okay, let's see. Let's put some more yellow here. So the black is more like to accentuate things. You can splatter with it. I wouldn't per se add it everywhere just because it kind of takes over and I don't like things that take over. So I did use black in that one journal that I'm going to be doing in a couple of weeks on the Prima blog, on the Prima Facebook page, but I use very little of it. So that's different. Okay, somebody's asking if when I layer acrylic paints, do I go from dark to light colors? So I actually prefer, depends on what you're doing, right? So I prefer always working with the light colors first. especially with the liquid acrylics, I find that it's easier to cover a light color than to cover a dark color. So it's always good to kind of start with the lightest color and then work yourself up to the darker ones. Because if you're going to go backwards, you might not be able to cover up. So I do that with the heavy body paints. I do that with the metallic paints. I do that with everything. So you always should start with the lightest color and also the color that you want kind of be prominent in your background. So yeah, she's saying that darker colors will always dominate. So you want to make sure that you start with the lighter ones first. This is why when I added the black, it kind of dominated everything. So that's why I'm not adding too much of it. You could, but I don't want to. And I'm going to do the last one. And the last one I think is, oops, it's white gesso. And I'm going to put this one to dry over here. So this is white gesso. And what I did with the white gesso is that I actually created a smooth area and a rough area for it. And I think I'm going to clean this because I want it a little bit more clean. So let's see what colors. Like, let's pick my favorite ones, which is definitely the Ultramarine. I think the Magenta is one of my favorites, although I do love the Tiger Orange as well. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's put a little bit of this one as well. Tiger Orange and Ultramarine. So these two colors are opposite on the wheel, orange and blue. And let's see how they're supposed to complement each other. Let's see how it looks. They are, though, from different areas of the, I mean, one of them is a warm color and one of them is cold. So you do have to sometimes be careful with that. But I'm just going to have fun with it. It doesn't matter. It's just a test. Now, this is no crackle paste. This is actually just plain. I did this with a palette knife, and you can see how I went to do this texture before. So the reason why it has a little bit of green is because I think I had some yellow here in the background. And I'm going to do the orange here, but it's becoming brown. Of course, I knew that could happen. I should have predicted that, but I can use another paintbrush, and that's it. So I got a little bit of umber and a little bit of this orange. And let's add a little bit of water. So obviously when you mix two colors that are from opposite warm and cold colors, you have to dry in between. But I just wanted to just do it for fun. So it still mixes and it creates really nice texture. So look how nice it looks on the gesso, especially this texture. So I'm loving, loving, loving this texture. I want to recreate it in some kind of background. So if you love something, if you like doing a certain technique and you're testing it on your journals, then it's so easy because all you have to do now is just go and test it on something else. And the white is basically just plain white. It's titanium white. I mean, there's not much to it. You can add a little bit. You can basically use the white to dilute color. So for example, let's see. I'll add the white with, let's say, the Carmine Red, because we can make pink with it. So if I add the white with the Carmine Red, obviously, and if I flush my paintbrush, let's see, let's mix these together. And it just made it lighter. I don't even think I have enough white in here. So to kind of like mix things, you do need obviously like more of a certain color. It's kind of creating an orange. It's not creating I always don't know what I was thinking pink, but it's creating a kind of an orange color. Okay, let's add it to one of the things just because I have it. So it just lightened it up a little bit. We really did not do much to it, which I actually thought it would, but it didn't. Okay, so I'm just doing this, just dripping this over here. And let's go back to one of these. This one I think would be good because I have some. So you can go back and add to certain tags. That looks so cool. How nice is that, right? So you could add different layers. You can continue adding layers to the different tags until you're happy with the way they look. So the second layer will look so cool here. There we go. Okay, there we go. We have it like kind of drip like this here. Let's see what other one could I do with. Let's see this one also. You can add a little bit more red since I have it. But truthfully, I mean, I'm basically done with all of them. So I'm going to put some on this side just to not waste anything. And they're not really dry yet. So that looks really nice. So this is what I meant by just experimenting, because you really need to experiment to kind of know how things will react with other things. It's really important. This is why I thought, for those of you who love Finn and love all her products, I just thought a review of her previous products is due because she's had some of these products for so long that I kind of think people forget that she has all these amazing products that are just out there and you forget to use them. They just sit in a drawer. So I kind of pulled all of those out. And as I said, check out my other video where how I created these textured backgrounds. And I'm creating like a border around here. There we go. Let's see. Let's finish this one. I think it's kind of... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these all dry. And then what I'm thinking, come back with a new video, because I can't do this all in one video. I find, look, we've been doing this for 42 minutes already, and I just showed you all the colors and how to cover the backgrounds. Imagine if this was open in the video with the textures and the backgrounds and everything. It takes so long to dry. So I'm going to come back with this because what I want to do is I want to do some stamping on this. I want to add some sentiments. You know how I like to finish these tag albums. So stay tuned for another video on how I finish these tags. And I'm going to be showing that on my YouTube channel. That will be like an edited video, not a live stream. And I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I hope you enjoyed my review of these fluid acrylics, that are liquid acrylics. And if you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up and like it right there on the like button. Please, 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 and thank you. And share it with your friends. If, let's say, they couldn't come today to the live stream, share it with your friends. I hope to do more live streams coming up soon. And thank you so much. Oh, yeah, and visit me on Instagram at Tamir. And, yeah, we'll have an amazing day. Bye, everyone.